Don't you say it. Yeah, a wonderful morning to you this morning. You're welcome to the program this morning. Bystanders and listeners, I'm Clinton Trickle. Yeah, today is a new day in the city of Lagos. Today is the 22nd of August 2022. We are right here in Ogba to get people talking on the typical issues that we have this morning. As our headline stipulates, before I go on, I have my committed analysts here this morning. They are here to do justice to the newspaper headlines. We are right here in Ogba. You can see the bystanders are deliberating on topical issues that we have this morning. Let's go straight to the newspaper headlines. I have the Vanguard newspaper with me this morning. I also have the Daily Sun newspaper. Vanguard and Daily Sun. Let's look at our main headline this morning. The electronic transmission of results remains there. According to the Sun, confusion, shock over Inec manual results collation notice. There's confusion and shock over an alleged notice that the elections henceforth will be manually collated. IPAC, CSOs, Utomi, TMG, others, one commission. We will transmit results electronically. That is INEC. INEC has doused the fears and have maintained the stand that they will transfer the results electronically. Yes, Agwebo Imafudon, good morning. Levinati, good morning. Jose Chima, good morning. Andrew Ogunjimi, good morning. Thank you very much for watching quickly. I'd like you to click on the like button so that we can get more viewers and also more reach. Let's start with this Vanguard this morning. Strike. Federal government considering ban on ASUU. Federal government considering ban on ASUU to approach the National Industrial Court. Approves additional 100 billion naira to universities. Register and union now ASUU's rival. Conwa tells the federal government, and that is on page 7 this morning. Let's look at the story on page 7. The meeting with the federal government has not yielded any positive results on the part of the ASUU. They remain on strike. Let's look at page 7. The Congress of University Academics, that's CONWA, is asking the federal government to register them, and they are looked at as the rivals of ASUU have scored on the federal government to, without further delay, register and recognize it as an academic staff union in the university system of Nigeria. This, the union said, had become necessary as it had met all conditions required for it to be so registered. The national coordinator, Dr. Nii Sumonu, who studies a chat with Vanguard, yesterday opined that there was no condition yet to be fulfilled by the union for it to be registered. He said some days ago, the Minister of State for Labour, Mr. Festus Keyamo, SAN, said publicly that Conway has met all requirements for it to be registered as a trade union, but we don't know what is still delaying that. Okay. The part of ASUU has been asked to also step off the strike and asked the federal government asked for students to sue the ASUU to court over their stance. As it stands, the strike remains. ASUU adamant. Federal government considering a ban on ASUU. Let's look at other reports this morning. Paris Club refund. We didn't take $100 million from consultant for state election. Governors, the battle still goes on with the AGF and also the governors all over the states in Nigeria over the Paris Club fund. Who will be responsible for any form of corruption in that transaction? The Attorney General of the Federation has been accused of hasty payment to consultants, asking that the governors took their part, but the governors are saying that we didn't take $100 million from consultants for state election. Bandit kingpin, Dogo Gide seizes large farm in Beringwari. Bandit kingpin Dogo Gide seizes a large farm in Beringwari. We have forces aware of this development. Bello Truji has embraced peace in Zamfara. Deputy Governor reveals that. Bello Truji, a notorious kidnapper and terrorist, according to Deputy Governor, has embraced peace in Zamfara. The psychology of these leaders in the north is brought to question over how they handle the cases of terrorism in their various states. I'm driven by passion to serve and give back to Nigeria. Article that is in an interview. Yes, we have other reports here this morning. PDP crisis. Articles camp may call weakest bluff. Announced campaign committee. Article camp may call weakest bluff. Announced campaign committee. That is to say, Article camp may not look at the weakest threat and continue with their campaign and announcing their campaign committee also. Okay, power supply, forex, others discouraging foreign investors in Nigeria. That's from Japanese envoy. Power supply, forex, others discouraging foreign investors in Nigeria. That's from a Japanese envoy. A delegate to Italy stop diversion of government assets and funds. A delegate to Italy stop the diversion of government assets and funds. Tribunal, my faith in judiciary unshaken. Italy, my faith in judiciary unshaken. On the train attack, Khan seeks quick rescue of Azofa Luis. Others, Khan seeks the quick rescue of Azofa Luis and others. That is from the Vanguard. Let's look at the Sun this morning. Confusion shock over Inec manual result collation notice. IPAC CSOs Utomi, TMG others won commission. We will transmit results electronically. Inec. IPOB blast Mietiala for linking Peter Obi to group struggle. IPOB blast Mietiala for linking Peter Obi to group struggle. Aggrieved APC presidential aspirant senators revolt. Accused Tinubu Adamu of isolating stakeholders. Over 353 inmates on death row in Lagos. That's Nigeria prison service. Over 353 inmates on death row in Lagos. And Kaduna State terrorist warlords going to farming hire locals as laborers. Terrorist warlords go into farming hire locals as laborers. Topolo Ijo Youth won Arewa counterpart over inflammatory comment. Yes, Paris Club reform. Nigeria Governors Forum for Nwoko, that is Ned Nwoko, accuses him of planted lies. Says court will determine veracity of consultants' claims. Let's go to sports this morning. Olule, Anthony Joshua Lule, Usman. That's in boxing and kickboxing. Anthony Joshua Usman lost it. And also another prominent loss sports yesterday was Chelsea losing to Leeds 3 goals. We have Man United Liverpool this morning, this night, 8 p.m. Let's look at what happens. Arsenal winning, Man City drew their match, Chelsea lost their match. Liverpool, Man U, we're waiting for the results. I have Martin Chigozie. Go on, Martin Chigozie.
Yeah. Good morning, Christian. How was the
week? Thank God.
Thank God for another blessed week ahead.
Let's start with the confusion and talk over Inec manual results collation notice. There is a speculation that Inec wants to abandon the electoral policy and use manual system of collation of the results.
Well, nothing will be a surprise because as far as I'm concerned, the past is there to speak volume of whatever you might expect in recent, in future, of course, elections. And if the past has not been addressed, so there's no way you can get a different result in the near future. If possibly, of course, the election will still hold. Because you can't tell me that we have an Inec that their level of preparedness, with all honesty, of course, presupposes that they are not yet prepared for the election. Meanwhile, over less than 50% of Nigerian population was captured, and more than 60% are yet could not be captured in this registration of PVCs. So that is an indication that, of course, INEC wasn't prepared for anything election. So I think this election should be put off because the level of preparedness on the part of INEC is very, very alarming, and whatever speculations, of course, coming from different quarters should not be seen as a surprise for me, because I understood that INEC confusing the masses at this particular time, even following the recent the deployments.
Okay, Director ICT Engineer Chidi Nwafo was redeployed as Administrative Secretary of the Commission for Energy States.
Just imagine, that is what I'm saying, that people, the Chidi Nwafo was one of those that masterminded that drive the innovation we are seeing, the bimodal capturing. Why should he be transferred from his own department, where he majors as an engineer, to become a secretary of a mayor from Abuja to Enugu? If there is no any hidden agenda or ulterior motive for that, you can't transfer somebody, a doctor, to become an environmental scientist overnight. What do you expect that doctor to be doing? Is it to be cutting grass or what? So that is an indication that, of course, you cannot trust the outcome of the election, because with what is going on, they are playing to the gallery, and unfortunately, those who are hoping on INEC will be disappointed.
INEC has said they are not going back on electoral transition results.
Well, they are saying, so it is something to say something and a different thing to act in what you're saying. So the past has been our experience, and we can, of course, INEC will never gain the public trust, of course, based on the previous
Are you saying that
happenings.
boycott the election since INEC is?
Possibly, that is my candid suggestion, and I owe no apology to anyone, including you yourself. Nothing is too late. It is not too late. Seeing that, of course, it's better to avert the looming catastrophe, which might, of course, issue in the course of the electioneering process and save humanity than blindly carrying on with the election. So it is a clear indication before the public can trust the Inec or the electoral system. There should be confidence in the electoral process, and those manning those electoral process should not have, of course, uh, should not have a character of deception, a character of not a character of deception, a character of double standard. So this is a man. Well, in as much as I don't deny the fact that there have been some innovations, but that does not rule out the possibility of rigging the election based on these current happenings. If there is any time, the call for the deployment should have been done, not this very critical moment. That should have been done in 2 years before the election, or at worst 1 year prior to the election. So this coming at the eve of the election presupposes that they are trying to alter, of course, the template to favor the anointed candidate, which is very unfortunate.
Okay, let's look at Army denies the retirement of 243 soldiers, saying that it is not due to low morale. I want to respond to that report this morning.
Well, I think it is the rights of the people, of individuals who enlisted into the army. There are procedures on how you can back down, on how you can process your retirement or resignation, tender your resignation. So such people should not be denied their right. Is their fundamental rights and should not be denied. They have reasons, and of course, it is not by force. It is, to serve Nigeria is not by force, and to uphold deceptive unity cannot be considered as a sacrosanct, because with the current happenings, people are no longer happy. Soldiers has been taken to slaughter. They have not been taken care of, and most of their families of the bereaved ones are neglected and abandoned by the same Nigerian system. So that informs, of course, the position of most majority who, at this time, consider it as a misnomer to continue to deceive themselves under the deceptive connotation of serving or defending a country, or perhaps a constitution that never cares for them and of course, their loved ones.
Okay, let's look at terrorists and warlords are going into farming now. They hire locals as laborers.
Well, you see them as terrorists, but that is not the position of the federal government. Because if they see them as terrorists disrupting the peace of the supposed Nigerian citizens, they should have gone after them. But they didn't see them as terrorists. They see them as brotherhood, and the efforts are, of course, indifference about that position, the plight of the people. You have the combatant men. They're all only concentrating in the eastern region, where, of course, their mandate is to erase the dots within the cycle and leaving millions. The northern hemisphere has been ceded to insurgency, has been ceded to Fulani and the Islamic terrorists. This is very unfortunate. Nobody is talking about that. You can see where your supposed citizens are being held to ransom. They are being subjected to all manner of cruelty, exploitation, sexual assaults, and just name them. All manner of vices. Why you still claim you have a government? So what can you say about that? That you have a government that does not care for the well-being and the protection of our supposed citizens. What can you liken such judgment to? No, I'm asking you. These are more or less discussion. What can you liken such government to? A government that is indifferent about the plights of our support citizens.
There is a need for a change of government.
Okay, you are advocating for the change of government.
There is a need.
Through which instrumentality. Now it is very certain that there is an air of doubt on the, of course, sincerity of Inec to deliver on the said mandate. Then who should you trust for the change of government? Or by implication, are you calling for the dissolution of Nigeria, which probably would be another and the best alternative? Because based on your submission that that is a call for a change of government, you are already past a vote of no confidence on the supposed country called Nigeria, which you claim to be a citizen. And by that, of course, submission, you cannot agree with me that I am justified by denouncing, of course, Nigerian citizens. And the world can see today that I'm on the right track.
Okay, thank you very much, Mazi Chigozie, for your analysis this morning. God bless you. And I pray that this week will be a better week.
Yes, we hope so. But the indices are there to prove otherwise. Though our government is not dependent on this system.
Okay.
So the government, of course, should own up the responsibility of the loss of life and property of the supposed citizens.
Okay, thank you.
And the citizens should, of course, learn to hold the government accountable. And people should be given the opportunity to decide where they ought to belong. It's their inalienable right, and should not be coerced to live in a retrogressive and stuck in the wheel of motionless and despair.
Okay, thank you very much. An alarm by Dogara, Yakubu Dogara, a former Speaker of the House of Representatives. An alarm, he said that unknown gunmen, whether terrorists, bandits, unknown gunmen, are after his life. There's a plot to kill APC's Dogara. He left the PDP for APC. Now it's APC's Dogara. According to the police command in Bauchi, 2 missing rifles have been recovered, but one is yet to be accounted for. Yakubu Dogara, a former Speaker of the House of Representatives, has alleged that there is a looting. There's a looting of the armory in the state command. A former Speaker of the House of Representatives has alleged that there is looting of the armory in the state command. Let's look at other reports this morning. Mr. Godwin Nwezema. Okay. Let me drop Mr. Chigozie's number. Mr. Godwin Nwezema. This is Mr. Chigozie's contact this morning. Zero 8064228967. 08064228967. 08064228967. I'm Mr. Matthew. Honorable. Happy New Week. Yeah, you're honorable. How are you looking at me?
I'm
once a honorable, forever.
It's by coincidence I look like this, so it's not as if I was looking at you.
Okay, let's look at the confusion over there are speculations that Inec wants to collate the result manually when we have the electronic transmission in place. From all that is happening, what do you take out of it?
Okay, I think I read the statement credited to the National Inec Commissioner on voter education. I mean, Barrister Festus Okoye, where he was talking about the process of managing election. I think what I take out of it is, and they should be very careful the statement they teach out to the public, because in a way, people were already reading different meanings into that press statement or that interview. And again, I think there is something that is disturbing that have not been addressed even up to now. Because if you look at the period leading to the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, to the point where it was amended and Mr. President assented to it, You understand that what Nigerians were yearning for, what Nigerians were demanding for, is electronic transfer of election results, and Nigerians were not expecting that the result that is going to be transmitted electronically cannot be or will not be used to determine a winner and return a winner. Because if you look at the statement credited to the Inec commissioner, he's still saying that in as much as the INEC has the discretionary power to determine how to transmit election results, going by INEC's guideline that they have decided they are going to transmit the election result electronically, that essentially the process of collation is going to be done manually. He have not changed that position. And if you look at it, I think largely almost all the off-cycle elections, I think that is what they did. He did mention a situation where if there is a disputed result, that they can revert to the result that was uploaded in the INEC viewing portal to verify the correctness of a result in a polling unit. But I think the area I'm concerned about mostly is first also Koye and INEC were part and parcel of the whole process of the Electoral Act amendments. And they knew the intention of Nigerians, that Nigerians wanted a situation where the result that will be transmitted electronically can be used to determine a winner, can be used to collate results. But from what he's saying, going by the relevant acts of the Electoral Act, Section 60, Section 60, Section 64, I think, and Section 50, that has to do with the election management, that the process of collation is essentially manual. And I think the Constitution gives INEC so much discretionary power so that they may not apply it in the best way that it will reflect public interest. For me, what Nigerians actually wanted is electronic transfer of results, and that result being the winner being determined on the basis of that electronic transfer. Because if you are saying you transmit election result electronically, you collect manually, you declare winner by collation, you are doing manually, then what is the essence of the electronic transfer? And again, if somebody is to go to court to challenge the election results, the period given by the Constitution for a litigant who goes to electoral tribunal to prove his case is too short for you to start calling for a recount of votes. So it makes no sense to say you are calling for a recount of votes within the period of litigation. It has not worked before and it will not work this time, because the period being allocated to the person who goes to court or the electoral tribunal, as the case may be, is too short to prove such case. So what we are saying is that it looks as if INEC have ambushed Nigerians. Because if Mr. Okoye knew from the onset that these were the provisions of those section of the act, I think he would have told Nigerians that, look, from what we are seeing from the available record, that these acts do not mean that election result that is transmitted electronically can be used to declare a winner. Nigerians would have been on his side, on the side of INEC, to put pressure on the National Assembly and the Mr. President to amend the Constitution or the Act in such a way that the election result you are transmitted electronically can be used to return a winner. So I am still worried about the whole situation.
They might choose not to.
No, they have decided that they will transmit the election result electronically. But they said that essentially the collation is going to be done manually, having transmitted the same election result electronically. So what I'm saying is, what purpose will the electronically transmitted result do? What purpose will it serve if it should not be used to return a winner? That what Nigerians needed is a process that starts with electronic transfer of result and a winner being returned on that basis. So
okay, on Tompolo, Ijo used one Arewa counterpart over inflammatory comments. He was given a contract by the federal government. And let's look at how federal government give or concess security to a third party. Let's look at
I think it is about capacity.
So the federal government has no capacity.
I have said it before now. I stand to be corrected. The federal government have no capacity to fight amphibious warfare during the Nigerian Civil War. And between that civil war to date, federal government have not developed the capacity to fight amphibious warfare.
Without all
That
the
best explains, yes, of course. That best explains the reason Nigerian government used Adakaboro in the civil war. And over the years, Nigerian government have not developed the capacity. What we are saying is, you can vilify anybody, but it doesn't matter how you look at it. Cast your mind back to the days of Yaradua, when the issue of amnesty came up. You understand that men moving for emancipation of Niger Delta was being, Tompolo was the leader. And as soon as Tompolo surrendered, you saw that the issue of militancy came down. That shows that he is at the center of the militancy then. And again, it is laughable when you see some people trying to compare issue of militancy in the Niger Delta then with the issue of terrorism. They are quite two different things. And I challenge the Northern youth that the same way Tombolo have built capacity to synergize and collaborate with the government and security agencies to protect critical infrastructure, that they should have a formidable individual or group in the north to complement the effort of the military in fighting banditry and kidnapping and terrorism.
Like
are we not seeing in the northeast?
Yeah.
What's it called? Civilian JTF.
Okay.
That is bearing AK-47, AK-49. Are they working up to speak against it? So they should develop the capacity to fight insecurity in the north and complement the effort of the military. For me, what Tompolo is doing, because if you look at what is happening in Nigeria currently, the man who is the suspended accountant general, okay, who is alleged to have stolen about 109.something billion, does the man have any oil well in his community? There's somebody who is, go and look at the level of oil degradation in the Niger Delta. Look at the level of hazard the people in that area suffer. Go and find out. Ogun is perhaps the most polluted place in the whole world. And these people, they suffer this level of degradation. And there's nothing to show for it. And an individual, okay, look at how much federal government is losing to oil theft, bunkering. This is a government, Muhammad Buhari government, that have tried all means to fight insecurity in the Niger Delta. They have failed. Look at in 2016, after Mr. Muhammad Buhari took over government, he deployed about 100 gunboats to Niger Delta to fight Niger Delta Avengers and insecurity in the region. It will interest you to know that fishermen, women, were rescuing Nigerian soldiers from who were drowning in the sea, who could not stand, who do not know how to navigate in the waterways. The wave of the sea was capsizing their gunboats. Ordinary children and fisher women were rescuing them. So women, they don't have. Women had to rescue them. Of course. Out of compassion, because you cannot see a human being dying. At least you'll be moved to passion. So I'm trying to tell you that Nigerian government don't have the capacity to fight amphibious warfare. Okay, anxiety as banks loan to power sector rises to over 800 billion naira. Bank loan to power sector rises to over 800 billion naira. That power sector is a major problem for Nigerian governments. Over the years, right from the time of Obasanjo, Jonathan, Yaradua, now Buhari, government have invested so much to improve on our capacity to generate enough megawatts to take care of our economy. But it's surprising to know that all the money that is being spent, we are not seeing results. And again, federal government under Jonathan moved to unbundle power sector. The disco have been privatized. The Genco is in the private hands. Now the transmission is in the hand of federal government. But again, if all the money that is being sunk into power we are not seeing results, what is the essence of the financial institutions still pumping money into that same sector? Because under Obasanjo, billions of naira that is not accounted for is still there. Under Jonathan, we had a similar experience. Under this government, so much has been invested in power. So the question is, I think there's something fundamentally wrong with the system, which is corruption. And to deal with that, any money we are sinking into the power sector will not yield any results. It's unfortunate.
Okay, let's look at the ASUU. Federal government considers a ban on ASUU.
I think federal government should think of something else to do.
Where would the ASUU not compromise? Hence, federal government has reached an agreement to an extent with them. Would they not compromise?
We are talking about to solve a problem. We are talking about how do you explain a situation where federal government, as we speak, have expended 1.48 trillion to carry about turnaround maintenance of our refineries? How much is ASUU asking of? And there is no result in that turnaround maintenance. And nobody's under probe. Nobody's under prosecution. What am I saying? What I'm saying is that federal government should, if it needs borrowing money to solve the issue of ASUU, it is not out of place. Because you are talking about human capital that has to deal with the experience, the knowledge, and all it takes to drive all the facets of every part of the Nigerian economy.
Lecturers are leaving the shores of Nigeria.
It's not surprising. It's not surprising. They're only having their own fair share of what is happening in every sector of the economy. Doctors before now is known to leave Nigeria in drone. So if we start seeing it in the educational sector, it's not surprising, because they are looking for an environment where the government, the system value what your labor. It's unfortunate that in Nigeria, the politicians are only interested in their well-being, just because of their peculiar interests. They are not interested in, if you see the political gladiators currently jumping up and down, trying to galvanize votes, it's not because they have any good thing for the masses. It's because of their peculiar interests. It has always been like that. Like they tell you that politics is the madness of many for the benefit of few. So at the end of the day, when somebody emerges a winner, you see one or two persons benefiting, and they think that is, but in a civilized society, in a safe society, the system is up and running for the benefit of everybody. Okay, in a civilized society, you don't need to know anybody if you have a good business idea before a financial institution can bankroll it. But in Nigeria, you need to know the end of a bank before you get credit facility to finance a business venture, no matter how credible, how beautiful the business endeavor looks like.
Okay, let's look at lastly, power supply, forex, other discouraging foreign investors in Nigeria. Power supply, forex, and others discouraging foreign investors in Nigeria.
Because if you look at the whole money being invested in power, you are not seeing results. And you want other people to come and invest in Nigerian economy, in power, even almost every area. It is not going to look interesting for people to come and invest. And again, you look at our earning, our foreign earning. Nigeria happens to run a mono economy. And the area we are supposed to be earning from in terms of foreign exchange, is already being threatened. But again, I think the government needs to get it right in terms of corruption. If you address the issue of corruption, I think it will, all the fears of foreign investors would have allayed it. But again, you see one fundamental thing. This government came to power with the promise to fight corruption. But unfortunately, they have failed woefully in fighting corruption.
Any hope in sight?
Under this government, there is no hope. Because if you look at corruption under this government, the part of corruption, they have failed. A situation where nobody will imagine that a Buhari government will pardon a former governor who was convicted for corruption. Nobody will imagine that under Buhari's watch, an acting chairman of EFCC, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, will get involved in that level of corruption allegation. And at the end of the day, the man will be promoted instead of being prosecuted. Under Buhari's government, nobody will imagine that an accountant general foundation will be accused of embezzling about 108.9 billion. You see, you can go on and count areas where Nigerians are disappointed in Buhari's government in terms of anti-corruption.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you for having me.
I have Mr. Kule.
Yeah, good morning, Christian. You are doing a great job here. And God will continue to be with you and your family.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and happy new week.
New week.
Yeah.
Strike,
Everybody, happy new week. The viewers.
Okay. Federal government considers
Banning ASUU. I think ASUU at its age. I think one problem too many with ASUU, and government itself not too responsible to education. So it's better, maybe as the government is going, they must find a new name for unionism of ASUU, because we've been hearing ASUU strike, ASUU strike, ASUU. Their strike, no they end. Their strike, no they end. It's everyday strike. One day, one strike. And the problem now is these lecturers in universities, the olden days, premier days, university lecturer, they are not the same people on ground now. Because those days you don't hear of sex abuse on the students. You don't hear of one lecturer humping from one university to another. Majority of them go to three universities. They go to 3 universities to lecture. So there's not much focus on. I think that is why you see people like our former president, our former vice president, establishing their own university institution. You see, because when they know that the components that made up our federal universities is being loosed for now, because they don't have the glory of those days. You remember when you mentioned UI those days, you mentioned Insuka those days, you mentioned Ife those days, you mentioned Uniben those days, but the value is no more there. The value is no more there. So the ASUU and the government crisis, there is no government ASUU doesn't even have problem with. Any successive government.
The degradation of education in Nigeria.
Falling down.
Who are you going to blame? Is it the government?
I will blame this.
Or the stakeholders?
I will blame all the successive governments. I will blame all the government. ASUU went on strike under Obasanjo that ushered us into democracy for like 6 or 8 months. And during that time, I could remember likewise, there was a minister for education that 2 of his children graduated from abroad, and he brought those kids into Abuja, into Naikonuga, and they celebrated that graduation. And while other students, children of the yam seller, children of organizer, children of a tailor, they were languishing at home with strike. The minister for education then brought, I can mention the name, but I don't want to mention the name on air. So what are you saying about that? Then come to Yaradua. Yaradua has a short period of time. Fast forward it to Jonathan. Jonathan regime, same. Then come to this Alhaji Buba Buhari. What is happening? It's continuity of madness has been happening. ASUU government. I mean, how can we continue? It's better the ASUU itself, they have to go and re-strategize, and that ASUU, they should change that ASUU and re-strategize on it. And the government itself, they should sit up. They should sit up, because UN convention, NESCO's convention said 13.something% of your every country budget should be allocated to. But how much are they allocated to education in Nigeria? 0.00%. So who is following who?
Okay, confusion, shock over Inec manual results collation notice.
People have been saying that now maybe
INEC has said that they will transmit the results
from manual, but during the manual, processing collation, and a lot of things can change. Handshake can be, handshake can come in. Because the way it is now, why manual? Why not totally electronic transmission of results? Why can't they do it electronically? Not involving manual. Because anything manual is scam in this country. It's election rigging.
Anything manual.
Anything manual is rigging. It's rigging. Anything manual. That's the access way to rig. When you have a manual process of counting votes before you transmit it. When counting alone,
Yes, show the link. Okay, let's look at Kaduna. Terrorists and warlords are now going into farming, and they are even employing the locals.
The problem now is the government that radicalize the guy, the people that radicalize him, they should come out. We are just saying ex-terrorists. Did he go through radicalization? Re-radicalization? Did he go through re-radicalization? Who radicalized him? Who re-radicalized him?
De-radicalized.
De-radicalized. Who de-radicalized him? Who de-radicalized him? They need to get across to that person. Is there any C check on him? Because somebody going to farming doesn't mean he cannot go back to his, back to his old, old job, which is terrorism, old acts,
But
which
most
is
of the
terrorism.
terrorists are embracing peace. In Zamfara State, there's one guy, one terrorist, Bello Tuji.
Bello Tuji.
The deputy governor said he has embraced
those
and is helping them to fight the bandits.
Those are the ones you see on the civil space. How about the one you see in the military space? Those ones that they de-radicalize and they enlisted them into the Nigerian military, and they are still loyal. Those are the betrayers. The betrayers, General Irabora saying that there are some fifth columnists in the Nigerian army. And who are they? They are these same people that have been radicalized to Boko Haram, to ISWAP, and to banditry, and they enlisted them into Nigerian military. Who do you think their loyalty will be? They can only, pretend for a while. They can't pretend forever. They will show their true color and help their brother outside. So when you are saying somebody has been repentant, that they repentant Boko Haram or repentant this thing, there must be people that are checkmating on them every week, every month, to check their state of mind, whether they're still in era state of mind, or they are still in the whole tune they've been following. So it's not easy. You just say somebody repentant and it goes into, it can never. They say Komaku Dansaki. That's like Komaku Dansaki. That's an armed robber that's been stealing. You still see that trait in him. So it's just like a terrorist. You can't just de-radicalize a terrorist like that.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
You are from Osun State.
I'm from Osun
What's
State.
happening at Adeleke and Oyetola?
Oyetola should go and
ask Oyetola to stop diverting
funds. Yeah. Oyetola should go and sit down. They should go and sit down. They should have buried himself with shame, man. They should go and sit down. This guy won election, quite all right. You are going through back doors, serving the system to backdoor court. You think court. That is why you see the problem we are having in the country now. We have all those erudite lawyers that don't even know their work. They don't even know their work any longer. Instead of fighting for the fighting on the civil space, helping the masses to fight their battles of hunger, mismanagement, they always prefer those politicians. I'm sure if those lawyers, if they have come up point blank, openly to Oyetola that you have a bad case, we cannot present. For all the money they want to, that's what I'm telling you. The problem of this country is so enormous. You have all those lawyers doing their own hatchet job. They're supporting who they are not supposed to support. They are backing who they are not supposed to back in courts, because that's just a bad case. Wasting, taxpayers' money in Osun State to defend your defenseless case. He lost. When he lost woefully, and Adeleke won gallantly. Adeleke won gallantly. So what are we saying? You should go and sit down. You should leave this
I
place.
hear Yoruba Nation has 5 billion signatures. Now very soon there will be a movement in Nigeria.
I think I'll be so happy to hear that, and I'm sure our brother in the East that have abandoned IPOB issues. People like this, my brother here, Rap, they should follow suit likewise. If the Odua Nation start today, God bear me witness, I'll be the first person to join the race, because I want a betterment country for myself.
But there's no hope for this country at this age.
Who issue if you are mind, if you speak with same voice? That's why I said we are not speaking on same voice with same voice. If we speak with same voice, the tension in the IPOB level now, Biafra, has died down because of the election. So they switch over now to OB. But it's not more vocal. Like it's not. There's no more vocal. But the pressure then, even Yoruba nations too. But what is your helping Yoruba nation is the involvement of some elder involvement of some erudite elders like Banji Akitoye and Adeniro. Those ones are the ones spearheading the struggle. So they are the ones that did not allow that. But I expect once the Yoruba nation has 5 million signatory, the Igbos too should bring 5 million signatory. We come, then we both go on the table. Forget about this election. I've been telling you, election can't take us anywhere. Election.
Agitation.
You need a signatory to UN. You need 5 million. What do you say now? You said 5 million signatory to UN wonder. That's the recipe. That's the recipe for you to even start any negotiation for liberation. So that's it. And we want to me. It's there already. It's there. Yeah. From America. What did you just say? We are all over now.
You don't need any signature.
We have from
you know that this guy is why must you say United
you have
Nations
your
sign?
turn. You have your turn.
You have your turn.
They must be signed.
So 5 million signatory is highly welcome by me for nation, Oduduwa nation. You know, so I want that. I can't wait for that to happen. People like Raf can still be waiting for presidency.
What is wrong
Nigeria.
with the country?
The country is sick. The country is sick. To treat the country is the problem. Look at the country, everybody wake up, no smile on people's face. No good thing coming up. Everything is just, you see, is a bad news. Body bags all around, killing. So what gives you joy? Can I throw back the question to you? What gives you joy in this country? Tell me one thing that gives you joy.
I'm seeing you.
You see me. If I'm seeing you, there's no money in my pocket. You are just seeing me for nothing. If I'm seeing you are seeing me, I'm seeing you, no money in your pocket. Because money is the data of life. Let me tell you, when people don't wake up, they don't have any cash in their hands, you feel sad. You feel like a moving cup. That's it. You feel like a moving cup. There are three things, necessity of life: food, shelter, clothing. Right? Where are those things?
Money provides everything.
Money provides everything. Thank God for hitting the nail on the head. So that's the problem of the country.
Okay. Thank you very much. I have Mr. Sunday online.
The monsters are living fat. Why
Mr. Sunday?
This thing that they're choking on?
Mr. Sunday. Good morning, Mr. Sunday. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a peace.
Let me have Mr. Sunday before I call you. Yes, sir. Mr. Sunday, don't worry. Mr. Sunday Media, good morning. You have 3 minutes to contribute to the program this morning. You have 3 minutes to contribute to the program this morning.
Is that Mr. Sunday or Mr. Onochie? Sunday or Onochie? Is that Mr. Sunday or Mr. Onochie? Chris, can I go on? Can I go on, Chris? I can't even hear you. However, I just came in. Electronic transmission, yes.
Go on.
Okay, electronic transmission, yes, it is good, but
no, we are hearing you.
I am for Biafra, mind you. I am for Biafra, but for the interest of Nigeria, electronic transmission is good for them, right? But for me, election, I'm not interested. I want Biafra because I don't like that a big nation with population of Almajiris. Those who want to work are there, and those who don't want to work are trying to force those who want to work not to work, so that we all will remain Babi Allah, which is not good. I don't know what people benefit in big population that is useless. I believe in small, economic, active population, where things work, where you move out freely, because everybody is happy. Now, in Nigeria, a lot of people are not happy, and they would most like to see you that is happy, going to do your own things. Because I believe in Biafra, we'll be able to manage ourselves. We've tried it during the war. During the war, we all love each other. We help. You don't need to be too rich to help your neighbor, right? In case of Nigeria, we have two systems. The one for the Sharia people and the one for non-Sharia people, right? The one for non-Sharia people, Sharia people will not allow you to practice your system. They come down to South, they enjoy our beer parlor, and when you go down to their place, they start throwing your goods away. The best thing is dividing Nigeria in peace, because Nigeria will be forced to divide itself with arms, with bullets, with lead. So, to me, yes, electronic transmission, good. For the repentant criminals, no way. Once a criminal, always a criminal. Even here in Europe, a lot of them, they've committed crime twice, 3 times. They keep on increasing their punishment. Once a criminal, always a criminal. You have to checkmate them. Always, even when you let them loose, some people will be following them, watching their movement, because they are ready to commit crime any moment. Any moment. That is my take. Nothing like repentant Boko Haram. All those Boko Haram they put in the army, they should dismiss them. Because these people will hijack power one day, and Nigeria is doomed.
Sonoche this morning.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Sonoche. John Onochie, my brother from Igwedo, Obunike. I'm greeting you there in the UK. So I'm greeting all of you, our friends, our viewers, our fans. You are the reason why we are here. I'm greeting across Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa, just name them. We appreciate you. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Okay, let's look at on the confusion over Inec manual results collation notice.
Notice that notifying us for nothing. That is some persons, some people, some disgruntled elements, politicians are the one putting pressure on Inec to what? To flout their rules and regulation they have already rolled out before Nigerians. That's counting of votes should be electronically what? Performed. Now they are pushing them so that they will count it manually for them to have way to rig the election. No matter how you craft it out, we have crafted it out before. No matter how subtle and sly you are, we have gone there before, we tested it. There is no gain in what? Being subtle and crafty. If you are crafty, can you be craftier than Inec or Serpent? No. We know that some persons are pushing Inec. Tell them that your portal is faulted. Your portal has been hijacked. Your portal has been what? Hacked, so that they will count election manually. And by doing so, they are going to rig it. I didn't understand. We know their plans. Forget about what you see on the front pages of newspaper. These journalists, these Inec, all of them in Nigeria, I fault them. The system is faulty. Everything in this system, in this regime is faulty. Are you listening to me? Once it was made known last year that the lawmakers has done what? Pass on the electoral bill. They have signed it, sealed it, and endorsed it. What reversion again do Nigerians expect? They are calling for another NSAS. If they reverse that electoral bill they signed and fail to count the vote electronically, there is another more dangerous NSAS movement coming. That one is going to be bloody, full of blood. That is when we tell the politicians that 230 million Nigerians are more powerful than Nigerian politicians. Nigerian politicians, if you count them one by one, they are not more than 4 million. Yes, I mean people that are actively in partisan politics in Nigeria. Artisan politics, sorry. See, let me tell you, they are not more than 4 million. So 230 million Nigerians, we are going to swallow them. We're going to swallow Malami. We're going to swallow El Rafai. We're going to swallow both Jibrin, Abubakar from Niger, and the original Buhari. We're going to swallow all of them. I didn't understand. The Fulani tribes, we will all come out on the street and swallow them. The election is going to be counted electronically, conducted electronically, nothing like manual. That is when they want to thief. That is when they want to steal. That is when they want to disenfranchise average Nigerian. Again, are you listening to me? So counting electronically, trying to revert, to change from the former decision taken by lawmakers is very, very illegal. scam all the way. They are turning back to scam Nigerians again. If anything like that happens, nobody's going to the poll. Labour Party ticket bearer will do what? Protest it. We are going to protest. Labour Party, we are all Labour Party. I don't need to miss my word. Yeah, the whole Nigerian youth, Edo State, Delta, Lagos, Ogun, Osun, Anambra, Abia, Imo, Kano State, Kaduna, we are all in support of Labour Party. We are going to say no to manual counting. It was electronically endorsed in the House. So it's going to be electronic.
Okay. Let's look at it.
Yes, it has been gazetted in the system of the lawmakers. In the House there. It is in the system. So reverting from that decision will be very, very bloody.
Okay, on the strike, federal government considers a ban on ASUU.
Oga, whether getting what the man is saying, Felix, or not, what I'm trying to tell you is that
no,
anything,
when it comes to
you will explain yourself. You will explain yourself when you come in here.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to count it manually, annex. If you come here, explain it, and when you explain finish, you go to Alausa Secretariat where you are working. All of you are bed of same feeder there. Repeat your question to me.
Okay.
No, sorry.
Federal government considers a ban on ASUU.
On ASUU, considers ban on ASUU?
Yes.
That is very shocking. It's an outrageous decision. Considering banning ASUU, Association of Academics Association
of
University. Banning it for what? If you want to ban it, ban Nigerian Labour Congress. Yes, if you want to ban it, ban TUC. See, that institution, university, our tertiary institution, without ASUU, it can never come into existence. It means we are going to ban education in Nigeria because they are embodiment of education. They can't do that. It is an impossible, very, very impossible to do that. Yes, I know that such grammar does not exist, but to ban ASUU, they are just like telling tiger you can't kill. It's just like when a servant is accompanying his master for a fight. It's just like when a cat may look at a king. Yes, a cat may look at a king.
ASUU is being blamed for holding on to the strike.
Holding on to strike, blamed for because they are meeting, their truths. They always have dialogue. We know that. After dialoguing, what happened? If it does not favor ASUU, what do you expect them to do? They will go on strike. Federal government is just playing and offering them nonsense. The offer after this latest dialogue was too poor. They came out and said it. Do you understand? They said it that meeting federal government is a shame to them because they are not speaking well. I didn't understand. They are dialoguing, they have been dialoguing, and after every dialogue, it all hit on the rock because Buhari is not educated, Malami is not interested in Nigeria. Then Adamu, do you know the meaning of Adamu in Igbo language? Adamu is I have failed. That is true translation of Adamu. But if you change it the other way, it's the pronunciation that is different. But God has made it known to everybody that lie is a lie in English language. Adamu is what I have failed in Igbo language. So what are you saying? Brutal. What do you mean by brutality in English? Is it not the same thing with cruelty, hostility, wickedness? I think understand. See, let me tell you, Adamu, he said he has failed. He has failed. It has nothing to do with education. Why must he ban or place ban on ASUU? Can it happen anywhere in any other country of the world? When you are turning your back on your universities, tertiary institutions, the universities, okay. Is that a right decision? They have the right to protest if the government policy against educational system of this country is wrong. I didn't understand. Let me tell you, after reading our budgets, let me educate them. The highest sector ministry that is supposed to get a better chunk of our annual expenditure, our budget is what? Number one is education, followed by what? Agriculture, then health. Listen to me. After God, it is food. That is what we learn. After God, it is food. With food, you will have good health. Listen to me. Then again, education is very, very important. Nobody could cultivate the land, the earth, without getting the basic knowledge or education on how to farm, on how to till the earth. tilling the earth wasn't when Adam and Eve was in the Garden of Eden again. The earth has been rubbish over the years. So you need what? Modern technology to till the earth. When you want to delve into modern agriculture, you must to go to school and read. Are you listening to me? So that sector of our economy should be what? The #1 priority while we are counting our budget. It's all about budgeting for payment of lawmakers, budgeting too much money for the payment of the rents, budgeting too much money for the presidency, the governors, and the rest. They are sharing our money. Yes. When you forget all these sectors, so it's just like throwing a stone, and the stone is coming back to you. They have eaten the destiny of everybody in Nigeria, and it's playing out on us. The too much payment, much salaries of the lawmakers is the reason why the students are staying at home today. Yes, too much money that is budgeted for governors, security votes, security that, 1 billion for meals. ASUU Rock Mill, kitchen constituency, or Ministry of Domestic Affairs within the ASUU Rock. The money is running in 4 billion. How many food? How many we eat? How many will we eat? Billions. That's why our children are at home. Students are at home because they have what? Spent our destinies. Destinies of Nigeria. Everybody, Nigerians have been eaten up by this current disgruntled elements in politics in Nigeria. So let me tell you, education number one, anywhere you go in the world. Do you know the effect of education in China? China is the most populated country of the world. Do you know the meaning of current, oh my God, IT that is going on now? Through IT, you know what Chinese prime minister did for the Chinese? Enrich the youth in that land. Running over, let me tell you, 500 million Chinese. They are doing well through IT technology. In India, over 300 million by Modi, Prime Minister Modi. IT is not by education. Why must you turn your back on education? Because Buhari is not qualified to be there. He's not an educated president. Yes. Why must we do so? The former CGM, Tanko, that has run away, is not qualified to be a CGM. I'm saying it. And Malami, you can see on the paper, is turning his back on what? You don't know again. That is on the front paper. Why did they write that? He's turning his back on judiciary. He's not performing the job of Attorney General again. AGM. He's doing other things. It is on the paper this morning. Are you listening to me? So these people, they just come in to siphon money and go. They have not come in to deliver what? Good judgment to Nigerians. Good governance to Nigerians. They just come there to make their pockets fat.
Where does hope lie? Where does hope lie in Nigeria currently today?
Thank you. Where hope lies in Nigeria currently is taking the right decision so that everybody should go. Listen, I'm not turning my back on Obi's candidates or Obi movement. No. The current decision today in Nigeria is Republic of Oduduwa. They are coming. Republic of Biafra, they are coming. And I want to say it clearly that Obi is an educated man. There's something I want to say here about this current agitation of Oduduwa going and Biafra going. I won't say it here. Let me tell you, Nigeria, which is Fulani, they are going to sharpen their dagger this time around and their spear. You know what? After sharpening it, they will do what? They will turn it against themselves and stab themselves on the belly. There will be no Fulani again. Let me tell you, Obi movement has come to stay, and Nigerians are going to take the right decision. If Nigeria is going to be a disintegrated state, the dispensation has come. Anybody that is supporting this regime to linger on and linger on is absolutely, outrightly a wicked person. Anybody that is agitating for Atiku, the Fulani man, oh my God, PDP to win election again. After PDP has spoiled Nigeria for how many years? Such a person is outrightly, absolutely, oh my God, a wicked person. No wicked person, no sane person will be agitating for APC to come back again. APC promised us change. Until they what? They bought broom. With broom, they swept away Nigerian destiny. Into where? Into the desert there. Are you listening to me? No sane human being. Any human being that thinks well will ever agitate for APC to stay. So let me tell you, the way forward to Oduduwa Republic, not to answer their name. You know, Ariwa, let them go. I don't want to. Biafra, I'm concerned of Oduduwa. If we and Yoruba could agree and answer one name, fine. But what I'm saying today is that let's not Christian, an imaginary line has already drawn, running from Sokoto axis. Come down to Benin Republic where it catches up with southwestern Nigeria, down to Adamawa Forest. The rest, from Adamawa, they all meet belt. They are with us. I want to listen to me. Let's not go. North has bought what they have bargained. North invited Boko Haram. Because of religion, they forgot the indigenous people of that land. And they are what? Lavishing in poverty, abject poverty, mendicancy and impoverishment has finished the indigenous people of North. And they are the one that invited that kind of problem into that land because of what? Religion by bigotry.
Okay, thank you very much, Master. One person, let's talk to one person. I'll talk to you, don't worry. Okay, continue. Mr. Felix, good morning, Mr. Felix.
Morning.
Yes. Let's look at confusion, shock over Inec manual results collection notice.
They misunderstood.
I want you to explain it because I understand that most people they come here, they don't understand the full details.
They misunderstood what he said.
Yeah.
What the Inec person said is that they are still going to transmit the result through electronically, but it will have to go to from the local government to the state, from the state to the national. It's going to be collected based on manually. You understand? But the result from the world level will go through the server. So when it gets to the national, they will use it to compare and contrast. But they misunderstood what they were saying.
I know.
You understand? And the take was this is that
they have two stones, they want to kill one bird.
Yes.
There's the electronic transmission, there's a manual.
Yes.
So they will carpet the two
to check whether it's valid or authenticity.
Yeah.
If there are issues there, they can scrap the manual and follow the.
Which one is more efficient? It's not the electronic.
The electronic is more efficient, but there are woman effort there. It starts from the world. You know, the Ekiti's own is just a state, but this one is a national. It's a national election, whereby from the world level it goes to the local government. From the local government, it goes to the state. From the state, it goes to the national. It goes to the national.
But you cannot tamper with.
Nobody is tampering with it. It's the same result.
More manual results collation is prone to tampering than electronic.
They are not tampering anything. As we are doing,
I'm not saying they are tampering.
As they are doing,
it is exposed more.
Hold on, as
to tampering.
Hold on, as you are voting, you understand? Whoever you are voting for is eating the server of Inec. You understand? So they rely more on the electronic voting. But you cannot eliminate the woman factor from it, because it's woman that will take it from the world to the local government, from the local government to the state government, from the state government it goes to the national. So from the state, they are going to look at it. Okay, this is the number of people that voted. This is this. They are going to do their own work. They do not go. It must not be different from the one at the national.
Okay, let's look at the ban on ASUU. They propose a ban on ASUU. What's your take on it?
Well, just as what I've just said, we don't have a Minister of Education. A Minister of Education that is not exposed to the rudiments of education. It is quite unfortunate that we are putting the wrong person in the wrong position.
No, leave the man.
You understand? a wrong person in the wrong position. What ASUU is asking, if this government, we are the one that signed it. They brought, they said it was PDP that caused that issue. They brought their own people. They had a meeting. They agreed. They signed a memorandum of understanding. And now they are beating around the bush. The money that ASUU is asking is not the federal government money. The money ASUU is asking is from the company. 2% accessible profits. 2% accessible profit from the companies. So I want to tell you, they don't have right to ban them.
Okay, let's look at. You are from Niger Delta. You're from Niger Delta.
I'm from South.
Are you from Niger Delta?
I'm from South. I'm a Nigerian.
Are you not from Niger Delta?
I am a Nigerian. Don't bring.
I'm asking a question. Is those states not part of Niger Delta?
They are part of Niger Delta, but I don't want the situation on this platform.
You know my question. Yeah.
Okay, Okay, I'm from Niger Delta.
Kompolo was given a contract. 4 billion naira monthly. How do you look at that contract between Kompolo, someone that was wanted by the federal government some years ago? How do you look at that contract given to him?
Which government gave him contract? This government?
Yeah.
Yeah. They are corrupt governments. A corrupt government giving contract to somebody that they said has been corrupted. Maybe it did not dance to their tune now. They are now exposing it. Every person in Nigeria has an element of corruption inside him. Our president himself is corrupt.
Our president, Mr. Integrity.
When he was coming into power, they said the man only have one house. His children are in Nigeria. But of recent, we heard that all his children schooled in abroad. True of us. All the children.
The president is earning more.
He's earning more. He said he's going to be taking his medical treatment in Nigeria. Since he has been in the president, where have he been going to take his medical treatment? I am quite surprised when you are talking about, we don't have a president. We have a sectional president. A sectional president, and it's a slap on with Nigeria.
Okay. Lastly, let's look at bandit kingpin. Dogogide seizes a large farm in Biningwari, and also another bandit and terrorist, Bello Tuji. According to the Deputy Governor of Zamfara State, saying he has embraced peace. He's helping them to fight the terrorists. Look at that system of tackling insecurity in the north. What's your take out of it?
See, the late Sonny Abacha, may his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. He said in a country, within 24 hours, if there are terrorists, there are this thing, and the government of the day cannot capture them, that means the government have a hand in it. The government of the day has a hand in what is happening in Nigeria. How many days did it take to deal with the IPOB people? They will send Operation Python. These are innocent people that did not do anything. They were able to deal with them. The government of the day knows something about what is happening.
So what is the way out?
The way out is that the government should flush them out. They know them.
All these years.
They know them.
All these years.
They know them.
The government should flush them out.
They know them. They know them.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Felix. Okuko them. Just give me the prayer now. Short prayer. Just amen. Understand? So you look at me like this.
Okay. Shall we pray? In Jesus' name, our Holy Father, God Almighty, I thank you for your goodness. I thank you for your mercy. I thank you for your favor. I thank you for your protection. How we protect all our fans all over the world. I thank you on behalf of Simon Neta, Autopilot, Omada, Autopilot, IPOB, Autopilot, ESN, Autopilot. I thank you on behalf of the life of Martin Namdekalo. I thank you on behalf of Philip TV. I thank you on behalf of Sunday Bohu, Amateku, and Odua Republic. Father, be praised, be magnified in Jesus' name. I am Mr. Okpara, the new Okokondem in this second Republic of Biafra, led by Martin Namdekalo and his IPOB government of Biafra. Long live the Republic of Biafra. Long live the Republic of Biafra. Long live ESN, long live Umada Autopilot, long live Simon Ekpa, long live Sunday Bohu, long live Amateku, long live Odua Republic, long live all the freedom fighters all over the world. May God protect all of us and give us freedom in Jesus' name. Amen. Shame and destruction to Bubagu. Shame and destruction to Bubagu. Who are killing his people?
Why is it that Southeasterners don't support him?
Because they are murderers. They are killers. They are vampires. They suck the blood of their own people. They employ Fulani and give them uniform in the name of Bubagu. They are killing us. Supported by Bubagu, supported by Eastern governors. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? Go on. I have answered you why we hate Bubagu.
Your governors, this is an official security outfit by your governors.
Yes, an official security outfit. Recognized because the government himself is Utelenerios. Who's the name is Utelenerios? What do I mean by Utelenerios? Vulture that he eats cacas. So he wants to kill all the whole Igbos and eat their cacas and eat their dead body. That's why he get the Bubagu, using them to kill animal, to kill woman being for him to eat.
Okay, let's look at other results. Confusion, shock over Inec and manual results collation notice.
This is why I tell you that I'm not interested in Nigeria politics. Because why I'm back, they adjust it the way it favor the caliphate, who's from the project caliphate. This is why I tell you that Obi should not come out. This is why I tell you that let the whole Biafran, southeast, Benue, Kogi, let us come out and fight for Biafra and get Biafra. And forcing ourselves to Nigeria is a very big mistake because Nigeria don't love us. Nigeria don't need us. Nigeria don't want us. What they want is to kill us, occupy our land, and continue sucking our gas and oil. That's what their interest. So they have started formulating fashion how they will rig the election against Peter Obi. Because 2015 was electronics. 19 was electronics. Now they have seen that the boys, the youth that support Obi know how to operate electronics now. They cannot hack it anymore. They cannot rig the election. Now they are coming to manual. Going back, you see how APC government is. Instead of him to move the nation front in an advanced way, he are drawing nation back to a cake age, to the stone age, to the dark age. When people use hand to count and give whatever figure they like. Why they made this manual? When they can't finish, they do the minus and tell us to third. I don't know whether they will go and go Chichi to be back to come and give us to third in this 2023. That's what they are planning, to rig the election against P2B. Mainly, Dulubu is their man. Atiku is their man. Who is not their man partially now is P2B. So they want to rig the election against him. But eventually, if election hold and the P2B won, this is what they are running for. This is what I'm crying. No Igbo man, no South should come out and contest for this participate. This is why we are crying. We Biafrans, indigenous people of Biafrans, are crying that there be no election in Biafra land. And by the grace of Father Yahweh, by the hand of Almighty Yehoshua, election will never hold in Biafra land. They can hold in Nigeria, but not in Biafra land.
Are you going to boycott elections?
What the time that you will see?
What of the Obi movement in the southeast?
There's no Obi movement in southeast.
Imo State, you saw the 1 million man march.
You see that 1 million march in Imo State. We Biafrans allow it to be to cajole Nigeria. When did he campaign? 1 million march is not a campaign. A campaign will start next month. When did the campaign start? And the day of election, we will know whether election will hold or not. God Almighty will thunder from heaven. God Almighty will rain stone from heaven that day and pursue them. God will raise locusts, bees. You see bees from bush to come and staking them. That election will not hold by all means. I'm praying. By all means, to not hold Biafra land. I'm not saying she don't hold in Nigeria, but in Biafra land, it don't hold. Yes, we don't need election. What do you need? Restoration of Biafra. So I'm still saying, Obi should go and sit down. Otherwise, they will kill Obi. They will kill Obi as they kill Abiola, kill Irosi, and give us interim government. That's it. We end. They will kill Obi and give us interim government. And take one stupid people man that will do their bidding. British government and the Fulani, including all the whole cabals that have oil block. They want you to destroy Biafra and hold their oil block, hold their gas block. They will never succeed in Jesus' name. They will never succeed. They can't deceive us. We know what they're doing. That oil, gas and oil is their problem. All of them, the whole emirs, the whole ex-generals, the whole ex-president, governors, rep, they have oil block, each one of them. Oh yeah, go on.
You don't have any more time.
Okay. Our fast all over the world. Time have run up. Otherwise, I have more to explain to you for here what is happening in Nigeria. But nevertheless, thank God, I'm able to speak for a second. I'm a Biafra. Autopilot, Omata, autopilot, ESN, Amateku, Sunday Bohu, Yoruba Nation, all of us, God will bless us in Jesus' name and set us free in Jesus' name. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will come out peacefully, no evil will befall upon you. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, amen. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Biafra win the war. Biafra win the war. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, amen.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Okugodem. Is there anybody online this morning? One person. Who do I have the opportunity to listen to this morning to contribute to the program? Who is online? Rishabaya, good morning, frequent caller.
Good morning.
You're welcome to the program this morning. I wanted to contribute to the program this morning. You have 2 minutes.
Good morning. Happy New Week. Now, concerning the ASUU that I don't know, Adamu is threatening there that he will shut down the academic sector. One thing in life, in the world, there is protest. There is protest. So when there is something that the government is not doing well, it's for the right of the masses to protest so that the government will look onto that thing and correct that thing. That is one. And two, I like to correct some certain things. In life, there is no force to force someone that don't want to join you to join you. Biafra, yes, nobody is kicking against Biafra, but you cannot force the Niger Delta region to be in part in Biafra. Before the name Biafra in 1967, the Niger Delta region was named by Isaac Adakoboro, 1966. In the same Biafra people that is in power there, 1966, that fight Isaac Aboro, I put it in jail. That is Aguiyi Arosi. Now, two, when some people is talking, let us not be biased. Before the key Aguiyi Arosi key Tafola Balowa, he key overthrow Unadi Zik at Tafola Balewa government to a military government. Then go on overthrow your own government and go on become president. So when we are talking, let us not be biased. Let us just say the fact where there is fact. So this is just my taking.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rishabayo, for your analysis this morning. Yes, it takes a lot to come out here in the morning to carry out this program. I know you are supporting Flip TV. Click on the like button and also share our videos together. Okay, let's look at ending the program this morning. 1 hour 30 minutes we have spent on the program. With that, we have come to the end of the program. I'm Christian Chuku. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, and thanks for giving us a like on that program. Bye for now, till tomorrow.